Today we are gonna take a break from installing our brand new engine.
Yeah, while we wait for the new supports to be done, we're gonna do something else that's gonna be really good for when we finally...
Untie the lines.
Yeah, so let's get started.
Finally! I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And together we are on the mission of bringing this sailboat that was neglected for over 22 years back to life.
So, don't forget to subscribe and to join us every Monday for a new episode. Today we're gonna install our new solar panel controller because we are gonna expand the solar panels. That's pretty good. Yeah, since the beginning, since day one we started electrical installations, we told you that the solar panels, it's something that we are doing in steps. So we are growing the system. Now it's not even gonna be the final system, but that's what we have right now with us. So we had already installed a year ago 3 100 watts solar panel, and now we're gonna install another 3 on the back of the boat, on the stern of the boat, on the davit, right? Yeah. What's the difference now?
The ones we have installed, they are installed in series, and now we are going to install the 3 next ones in parallel.
Yeah, the reason why we're going to do different this time is because a lot of people comment that saying that we should have installed in parallel. So now we're going to do a real world test. We're going to have 3 in parallel, 3 in series, and then we're going to have 2 different monitors. This is the monitor that shows us all the information about the solar panel, and now on the exactly same time we are going to be able to see how much we are producing on parallel and how much we are producing in series.
And each set of 3 we are going to have a different charge controller as well.
Zentrax MPPT charging controller, 1 for each. And now we're going to do a race. Which one is better, series or parallel? What do you think?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
We're gonna let you know.
By the way, this time we are trying to play pros here, so we have everything organized we need.
We think.
Yeah. Of course, there's gonna be something that we miss, but we try to think really hard to predict all the necessities, and now we are even gonna use terminals. We have so many comments saying that we should use terminals. Check this out. We bought from the States, was really expensive, but came all the way from the States. And we also bought these kind of terminals, so we can install the wires.
And also this one.
Yeah, on the controller. Yeah, feeling like professionals. But let's talking. Let's start moving.
If we can install.
Yeah, because the day flies really quick, and we want to get this at least close to finish today, not more than tomorrow. Let's get started. So, as we are going to install a brand new charging controller, we are also going to take the time to fix tiny little details that we didn't do on the first one. First detail is, on the manual says you should have a disconnect in between the panel and the controller. In my point of view, this is a disconnect, because I can disconnect. So, in order to do any maintenance on the system, we always go outside and we disconnect this, and we have no energy from the solar panels coming to the controller, but we need to go outside. Instead of this time we're gonna use this fuse box that we're gonna install here. So when the wires come from the panel, they go through this fuse, and whenever we want to work on the system, we just take the fuse off and we don't need to disconnect outside.
But we are gonna still have this one there.
Yeah, we're gonna still have this one there, of course, but I think this is gonna be much easier to work on the system because we bought 3 of these. We need this in between the charging controller and the batteries. That's a necessity. So as we bought 3, we're gonna use one of these to do that, and the other one in between the charging and the panel. Does that make sense? So let's start by passing these wires. This is a really cool thing on this boat, that we have a really good shaft on the top. Here is a mess, but if you take a look here, oh, you cannot see because it's dark. But it runs all over the boat. From the bow to the stern, we have a shaft with all the wires on port side. So we're gonna run 4 wires, because we're gonna replace the old one that we use, the old wires from the old solar panels that are not in the best shape. So now we just bought extra wires, and we're gonna run all 4 wires.
And they were not thin.
Yeah, these ones are thin. I think we can use this as a guide, the old one as a guide.
Yeah.
So we need to go outside and fix our problem, that is disconnect this, because we have energy on the wires right now. That's the reason why we're gonna install a fuse there. So we don't need to do that every time we're gonna work on the charging controllers. Now we can work. So now we don't have any energy coming from the solar panels. That means we can cut this wire. Now we need to cross here, and for that we need to go outside. So here is where the wire comes from. I don't know if you can see, but the wire comes from there and goes through this gooseneck, and from this gooseneck up to the solar panel. Can I go? So this one has the perfect length for here, so we can replace that one, save for now. And these ones are gonna be in parallel, so that means they don't need to go all the way to the end, they can just come to here.
So what we have done there?
So we have the wires ready for the positive to come to this fuse box. This one of course was a mistake. I shouldn't have cut this, because this would go straight to the charging controller, but you know, we always do mistakes, it happens. At least we have good connectors now. We just need to heat shrink this, and then we need to connect the next wire. It's gonna go from here to the charging controller. That's it. Yeah, we're not gonna install the fuse in place yet, because we're gonna finish the installation, then we just slide the fuse, put the cover, and we're good to go. Whenever we want to do any maintenance, we just come here, take the fuse off, and we're also good to go. That's pretty good.
Next step?
Next step is the connections from the charging controller to the batteries.
What are you doing?
I'm taking this cover off the bus bar.
Oh,
we never showed you this before. Yeah, this we did after the batteries, but we never showed you the installation of this. This is just a protection cover for the positive and for the negative bus bar. The negative didn't need, I mean, but why not? So now I need to unhook the solar charging controller, the old one, because we're gonna replace the cable, and then we're gonna install the new one also here. So I need to unhook both controllers from this bus bar. Custom made for us. That's pretty good. So. Now we need to create the ones that come from here to the controllers. After hours, we are almost done. The charging controller for the existing panels, it's installed back together with all new wires, thin wires, connectors, everything as it's supposed to be, and fuse also. If I connect this fuse on the first spot, now the charging controller must be on. That's good. Yes, 13.2, just to make sure we are still on lithium batteries, so it's fine. I think it's time to call up the day, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long day, but we did really good progress. One more day of work and we'll have all the solar panels working. We still didn't put them in place, but all the wires are going to be ready tomorrow, and then we just install the panels quick and connect. Quick! Proud. It's good. It was a good day. Successful mission. See you guys tomorrow.
Coming next.
Let the destruction begin again, of course.
Time to connect the old panels back.
Yeah, these go here, and this one goes here. Supposedly we have solar panels again when we install the fuse. Let's check it out. So now if we install this fuse, supposedly we are gonna see solar panels there again. So now I install the fuse. As you can tell, we already have 70 watts. That means we have 53 volts.
This one is the old solar panels that we installed in series. Now we are going to install the new ones in parallel.
Yeah, we are just, you know, trying all different positions so we understand which one is better, which one is worse in which situation. So we are going to be able to, in real world, test 100% which one we prefer, because we have a parallel and a series system right next to each other. That means with the same amount of sun. By the way, it's always important to read the manual before we install the equipment. The reason why we didn't show you this and the reason why we didn't mention is because this is the second unit we install and the other one is exactly the same. So we have read this manual many times and we follow everything. We have the installation exactly as it shows on the manual, with the disconnect, with the fuse box, with everything. So now all we need to do is to fix this in place, and then we just come with the cables and connect. I mean, we didn't install the solar panels yet. Wait for it.
It's in place, babe.
That's pretty good. I thought it was gonna be harder, and now we just need to solve the mystery of the wires. I have like so many wires to organize, but first we're gonna connect, and then we're gonna organize the wires. What do you say? One really cool thing that we forgot to mention is that this charging controller has two outputs. One of them is a 30 amp output that you can choose which kind of battery you want to use. In our case, we chose lithium batteries. The second one is just a 1 amp output that's meant to be used for the starter battery, that means lead acid battery. And that's really cool because you can have two different banks and charge them separately with the same controller. That's just awesome. That's it. Next step. That's gonna be a fun one. It's always good to see something that makes, you know, a huge difference on the... You can see. Wires you cannot see from outside, but solar panels you can see. So these 100 watts, 100 watts, and 100 watts. Let's get to work.
That's this.
A puzzle. Of course, everything on a boat is a puzzle. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we install the other solar panels, we create this kind of supports, and the reason for that is because we didn't know the size of the next panels, and we didn't know if we were gonna one day replace panels for a different, you know, layout of panels. And this way we can slide and change as much as we want, and we don't need to change the supports. We just slide the supports on the pipes. So now I'm gonna start installing these pipes that are gonna support the new solar panels. And now, the final step.
The fun part.
Yeah, it's a tiny step, really easy. You just connect this wire here and this wire on the charging controller. But this makes a huge difference. Every day we sleep on the boat, the first thing I do when I wake up is to check this. How is the sun? And every day we come to the boat, if you're not sleeping on the boat, and when we arrive on the boat, that's the first thing so it's amazing. This makes a huge difference.
And now it's gonna be more fun because we are gonna compare how is the panel installed in series going and in parallel going. So you're gonna have another game.
It's gonna be a race. Which one is better? Yeah, maybe one day we change one of them to the other, but it's good to have a real world test and understand how it works.
To have a real world, we need to go outside and sail and be anchored somewhere.
Soon, yeah, we're working for that soon, really soon. That's it. So now all we need to do is to connect this here, and it's gonna not light up.
We need to install the fuse.
Yeah. But before we install the fuse, let's go outside and already connect the panels. So when we install the fuse, we have energy like, right? Let's go outside. We said that already, but just to make sure we are clear, these three first panels that we installed before, they are installed in series. That means they have higher voltage but lower amperage. These next three panels we decided to install in parallel, and the reason for that is because we want to test in real world which one produces more energy when. In the morning, which one produces more energy, in the middle of the day, in the end of the day. And the difference on the installation is that in parallel that we're going to install now, we connect all the negatives together, and all the positives together. And here we connect the negative to the positive, it's a different kind of connection. So now we need to use this one. For example, we're gonna get, this is the negative coming from the controller. I connect here, and then I'll connect to the next negative, and then I'll connect this one here. And now the positive, same thing. Last but not least, once we connect that, we have energy on the panels. We hope so. That's it. Now we need to tie this up, of course, but first let's check if everything's okay, and then when everything's okay, we tie everything up. Let's go inside. Time for the fuse. The manufacturer says that we need to have a fuse in between the charging controller and the batteries on the positive side. So now this one is for the engine battery, this is for house battery. House battery on top. So now with all the fuses in place, we need to select the kind of battery. Let's take this out. LFP1 means lithium 12 volts, and that's what we have. So now let's just guarantee we have that, because as we have lithium batteries, we need to have the right settings here so we charge properly the batteries. So now the batteries is set to lithium batteries. Pretty good. All we need to do now is to connect this fuse and we are good to go. Are you excited?
Yeah.
So now last step is to connect the fuse. So now this one should show energy. Come on, my friend. 38, 90. Takes a little time for the energy to flow, and now let's see if this one is also working. That's so cool. I'm playing my new game. You wanna play my new game with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically for a long time this was a theoretical idea of checking the difference in between solar panels connected in parallel and in series. Supposedly in parallel would be more efficient on the middle of the day. Right now is the middle of the day, and yesterday we didn't connect the solar panels all day long so we could get the batteries down, and today we actually need some energy to charge the solar panels, otherwise we would not see any difference. So now we have 127, 126. So this one produces a little bit more, just a tiny bit more right now, but I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the day and in the end of the day this is gonna produce less and this more. The difference is, if you check here, we have 18 volts on this panel and we have 51 volts on this panel, but we have 2.3 amps on this panel and we have 6.7 amps on this panel. So basically what it does, in parallel you have higher amperage but you have lower voltage. In series you have higher voltage but lower amperage. It compensates, but that means that in the beginning of the day, when you don't have too much sun, you might have enough voltage to charge something on this one, but on this one you have not enough voltage to charge something. But in the middle of the day this is more efficient. That's the theory, and that's what we're gonna try now. It's gonna take some time for us, some days, to actually get to understand better the system, but that's pretty cool because now we have more solar panels.
Yay!
Yeah. By the way, we want to thank Xantrex for always helping us to have energy on our boat. Energy for us is really important. Whenever we are full day on the boat, we edit videos on the boat, so we need a lot of batteries for charging our computers. We charge cameras. We need our fridge and tools and everything. So thanks Xantrex for making our life so much easier on the boat. And now that we are on the boat yard, it's easier. Imagine when we go out. When we go out, that's just a game changer. We
can't wait for this.
Yeah. And by the way, we are going to install more solar panels in the future. We are doing in steps so we get to understand the whole system. We used to have 300 watts. We add another 300, and we hope to add another 300 at some time. So I'm always talking too much, and Roberta is tired. She's sweaty.
So sweaty.
It's really hot today, and I'm gonna do a confession with you. We use the fan all day long, but whenever we record, Roberta doesn't allow me to use the fan.
Look at this.
Doesn't make any difference. I mean, it makes a huge difference for me. So let us know if I'm allowed to use my fan, or if you cannot hear what I'm saying. Can you hear what I'm saying? If you can hear what I'm saying and I'm allowed to use a fan, please let me know, because if you say so, Roberta is gonna let me use. Otherwise, yeah, we're doing too much. See you next Monday.
See you.